Hey, how's it going, CCS? This is Rock. Just checking in, and we're gonna do a game from your Scrim the other day. I said so we'll be mainly following around memes as usual, but yeah, I said I kind of typed my first notes about this one, but I'll still do the same things we always do. We go over what's our win condition, what's their win condition, and how do we want to play, and how do we win. One of the big things about specifically Volskaya Foundry, as you guys have chosen it and loaded into it, is Volskaya Foundry is a map where the objective doesn't really become powerful until after point C or at point C. So you kind of, if you're playing Volskaya, you're playing either to win without the objective, or you're planning to win post-objective. So that's why a lot of teams will end up picking scaling heroes and doing things that are able to do that. So our team is a little unconventional. So, like I mentioned in draft, Garrosh, or I mentioned in your guys' chat, Garrosh is a pick tank or a wall tank. So, if he's playing wall, that means he's enabling either poke or death ball. And so, right now, it looks like you guys are playing as a wall. Oh, Memes is going to be in trouble here. Oh, they didn't follow, they chased the hammer instead. Okay. So, right now, it looks like we're playing kind of like a wall version of Garrosh, which is fine. So it's like, but one of the things that you're trying to look at and do is that if you guys are playing poke and you're playing or death ball, right? Either way, it doesn't matter. You're trying to effectively be an unstoppable. Like death ball is an unstoppable object, to where no matter what they send, if it's like even if they answer, you win. And so your weakness would be in the macro side of things. But the way that you're playing it, you keep getting into this more or less 1-3-1 style, right? Like you've got Garrosh, Tassadar, and Brightwing kind of being together all the time, which is fine. You guys are allowed to be together, but if we're going to be playing together like that, we need to make sure that the 3-man is able to achieve stuff on their own. Because if you're going to be instead forcing a 4-man with double soak, you're going to want to be playing slightly differently. So right now you guys are doing great. Like you got the whole top wall. The first objective really isn't worth much, and so if you're trying to death ball on the objective, you can do that, especially once Hammer gets hover siege, right? And so I definitely think that the first objective is not worth. He's just doing a great job of just continuously peel. That's overextended. Yeah, you might die there. Oh my gosh, you're gonna live. Okay, so that's just 100% on us. There's no reason to walk back. You already used your stun combo, right? And so you have to exit stage right. And if you're worried about your team getting engaged on, you have to tell them just to leave. Like you already blew all your buttons. There's no way you can come back this way and live. So, yeah. I do like what you guys are doing though, which is prioritizing, pushing, and trying to, abuse Hammer's long range and Hammer's ability to siege and get his split damage. So, I think it is looking good there. They took their camp later than yours, so potentially you have to answer that, which in general Hammer was already planning on being top anyway. Hog might be in trouble here. Oh, E's good. Okay, E was good. That was scary. See, like, we're playing like we're... Yeah, so hold on. Again, I'll come back to what's our win condition. Because if we're playing pick, right, we're not together. Right? Like, the 3-man needs to be together. Because Garrosh actually does find a potential good throw inside of tower range. So if we're all together here, there's a polymorph. Like a polymorph here. Means that he can't jump, which means that this garbage fire stun here lands, which means he takes at least 3 tower shots, and then you got task damage raining down on top of it. Like, this actually might be a kill if we're all playing together. So, whether it be team communication or just execution and understanding of where we're supposed to be and what we want to do, that this is actually potentially a kill just because it's in tower range and they overextended for it. And, because we want Hammer to effectively pull 1 to 2 players top anyway, You guys fighting down here is a win because Hammer can hopefully siege top. So instead, we just barely missed the kill there, and now we're kind of in this weird spot again. So, yep, it's okay. If you guys want to peel and defend the Hammer, that's fine. We kind of overused our abilities there, right? We polymorphed as the thing was being grabbed. If we can save it for follow-up CC, might be a little better. It's a good idea on the peel. Yep, we're out. It's exactly how you want to play it. So, honestly looking good. We're getting our guns on cooldown, which is good. We're up a whole gun already. This will make us 2 guns up. So we already knew we didn't want / can't play for that first objective, so that's fine. We don't really have great protector clear. Like, see, like, we're playing, like, that throw there even makes it feel like that we're trying to play pick. Right? Like, we're throwing things like we want to pick. Hammer should be fine. Hammer can at least anti-siege. We already use Z, though, so Hammer needs to be really safe. I was saying Meridian's still in that bush. Yeah. Like, just even a damage structure swap here potentially means that we can get kills on Meridian. Meridian's one of the hardest tanks for Garrosh to kill, just because, in general, you throw and he leaps, and so he doesn't really take any threat or damage. And then later on, once he hits 10, you throw taunt, and if he's able to not be perfectly CC'd, he can pop Avatar and taunt. So it's just one of those things where you have to Garrosh into that is really hard. Oh, good save. You gotta really be careful there, Hammer. We can't be giving him free kills. Okay, there we go. Polymorph. Polymorph missed, or wasn't on cooldown, or was on cooldown. Right? Because if Polymorph was there, I didn't see it. Okay, so Polymorph came out here. So we need to talk about, specifically if we're playing Garrosh's pick, we need to be using our cooldowns in the right order. Like, Muradin is not doing anything else the rest of this engage. Yes, this looks scary, but Muradin threw stun and hit or missed. Either way, I forget what happened, but it doesn't matter. So the way that this pick, if it's ever going to work, is it's got to be Garrosh throws stuns, then Brightwing polymorphs. If Brightwing polymorphs first, all of these throws that Memes is doing, like this throw here, in 2 tower range, in 4 players range, Polymorph here actually has a chance to get a kill. But because there's no Polymorph, he just walks away. So if we're trying to play that type of, pick thing, we need to make sure that we're using our abilities in sync. Okay, and so now we went Decimate. So Decimate tells me that we're trying to wall. And this is going to be really hard. Because this map, you don't have a true death ball. What I mean by that is, like, death ball tends to be double support or other things where no matter what they throw at you, you'll survive and you will kill them through attrition or you will push them off, right? Death ball and poke can be very similar, but the main difference is that death ball is you never want to be split. Poke, you can be split as long as you're slowly, like, pushing them off with long-range heroes. So at 10, you should be looking at their team and seeing what they're doing. The number one thing you need to be looking for is ults. Sylvanas did go mind control. So that means they're going to be playing a very front-to-back kill style. So either Brightwing has to be on top of her cleanses when mind control comes out, which is very difficult to do, or we need to be finding a way to wall effectively. I do like the Napalm, and I do like Black Hole. Black Hole gives you another way to stay longer in fights. So, good throw, good kill. I think we're fine there. We got our kill, so now we siege. Yep. Yep. Let's siege. I don't get this gun. Did I miss how that gun got placed? Was that to help kill Sylvanas? No, this is Sylvanas' gun. Okay. If you're worried about Blaze coming up, that's Ulysses' job. You already have scouting and you have warding. You need to use this turret to help get this building. You have 10 seconds to take this building. You need to use your turret or save it for the next fight. The turret here is not good. You see what I mean? Like, because you already have, if the turret's being placed for vision, you already have mines for vision. So the only thing this turret tells me is you want to fight in this choke. But there's no reason to fight in the choke if you want the building. I would put the turret forward. It will tank tower shots, so that way Hammer can go up a little bit forward. It'll take tower shots so you can play more forward. Yeah, this turret is worthless. Right? Imagine if you had the turret here. It's now poking Sergeant Scoops. It's parking E-Day. It's poking stuff. It's creating pressure. Ulysses even comes up to support you. Right? Like, you guys are now 5 players. This turret is nothing. It's a cool little combo. See? So I guess I ask the question again. Are we pick or are we death ball? Because if we're pick... Watch. That's a taunt. Right? That's a taunt. 2 of them can't move. Medic can't heal. That's a kill. Right? So we need to understand what is our win condition. We're diving the towers for a kill. That sounds like a pick. Not supporting the Hammer, letting Hammer poke, and siege this down. You know, can we, like, if that was a taunt, he's definitely dead. 100% dead if that's a taunt. Instead, we end up giving them a kill and not getting the building. Oh, we lose 2, don't we? Oh, it's a goodie. Mind control. Yep, we lose 2. So, yeah. Oh, we're going to lose more, aren't we? We're going to lose 3. That's so sad. Okay. If we're playing pick the pick ult. If we're playing death ball, play like a death ball. Play like a slow and movable object and let him hit the building. We forced a fight, right, and tried to force a pick with taunt instead of pushing the building. If we had taunt, medic dies 100% there. Instead, our overextension costs us three kills. And then they get this building. They probably kill Brightwing here too. Huh, good jukes. No, they don't kill Brightwing. I don't know if we can save this building, maybe? Okay, maybe we'll get close. Good job. A little sketch, but we saved it. At least it's hogging for a flank. Couldn't find it. Okay, overall, not the end of the world. But just, if that's how we're playing, you know, our death ball push style, then we need to play slow, right? Death ball is supposed to be something where even if they engage, we can survive through it and we punish them for it. We don't need quick kills as a death ball. Death ball is about out-sustaining them. Okay, we're showing top. You got vision again, 1 mid, 1 bot, 2 mid, 1 bot, so you should be able to siege and get this building. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, almost got the building. Mind control miss, stuns on, and they got the flank on us again. Okay, hold on. Okay. Alright, so we lost vision here. So, we shouldn't be pushing top here. Look. Hogger's already rotating bottom. Right? So that means we have no visibility to the team as they rotate up. Also, you can see screaming, enemy is calling in a medevac. Okay? So there's a good chance that we're about to get flanked on our rotation here because of where we've chosen to push. If we're choosing to push here, I don't know why this time, like, where your turret was, this is where I expected you to be, or this is where I expected you to be. Because you have a Brightwing and a Tassadar that can both disengage from this side. They can't disengage from a flank, right? So you want to make sure that you're covering this area until you see Muradin. But Muradin's been missing, right? If we back up to here, okay, we saw Blaze bottom, Muradin middle, okay? We know Muradin's middle. We want to be covering his only way to get to us, which is here, right? Yes, you have vision, but that still needs to be where you're not just capturing vision. Even here, you see the enemy is calling in a medevac. I don't know where they are, but they're clearly coming to you or to somewhere else. So you should be already alarm bells going off. Where's this medevac? There's 2 mid. We just saw 2 mid. So you, again, you don't contribute to the building. The minion wave's pushed, everything's pushed. You have all the vision in the world. You just need to hook yourself here. Right? Either bush or here. Add a vision here. One of the two. Instead, you show yourself towards the building, and then you're running backwards. I don't know if you just now recognize that a medevac was called, but like you're effectively running backwards and not covering the angle of attack. So again, the polymorph's used. Here comes the medevac. We have no vision of Blaze, right? Hogger's still going bottom, so this is at best a 4v4. We threw away when we probably didn't need to, right? This is us over-peeling, right? Because you probably do not need to peel there if Hammer has Z. Hammer has Z, we just Z, right? Like Muradin jumps in, it should immediately be run, 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 run. We pop run stop. We die there, and then... Okay, we only lose 1. No, we're going to lose the building. So... lose 2. Oh my gosh, that was close. Super close. So again, we're not playing to our win condition. We're forcing things as a death ball. Right? Like, we can force when it makes sense, right? We want to slow down and protect what's in front of us. And so if we're going to be trying to siege up here, we need to have vision control middle at a minimum, or at least neutral, because we had no vision of them coming top. That Blaze gank, even if we'd survived this first one, right? Like, Blaze was in position to hit us again. So if our lanes are offset and off soak like that, what else could we have done? As much as I know we want to get that top building, what else could we have done? So we just saved top, and we stabilized, right? I see a camp on, I see our gun. Our gun's up. I see this camp is up. There's lots of things that we can do on the map, right? Because the lanes are neutral right now. There's lots of things we can do on the map that don't require all 4 of us to be together. I think I would have rather have seen Hammer continue doing Hammer things, playing top, and the 3-man is getting this camp or this camp. We're covering mid, so Hogger can go bottom, or Hogger can start the camp, right? But the 4 of us pushing top, because we just showed here, right? So we showed that we're top. Us showing top means they know where to go, because wherever they see Garrosh is where they should go. And then they're ahead on rotations in this camp middle here. They were already on ahead on the bottom rotation. And then they have a pseudo-global with the medevac to add more numbers up top. Like we saw, 2 mid, 1 bot. But all of a sudden it's going to be 4 versus 5 top because we have no vision of bottom. So instead of coming here, if we would have had the 3-man cover middle, have Hammer push out the lane, and then Hogger start the camp, or Hogger come down here, right? We can come back and get this. We don't have to force things. We're not behind, right? We're pretty much even, despite that they got the first objective. We're only a little bit behind on XP from us overextending and giving them 3 kills. Okay, so we're going to die here. What else? Something else. Yep. Almost die again. Okay. Alright, we're back up. They can probably invade our camp. Good ping of danger. Hammer. Okay, they took that camp instead. Hammer can do this camp solo. Okay, we get the camp. So, again, as you play each map, you should have an idea of what you want to do. Do we want to fight at points? Right? It looks like we took hammer and we're deathballing. So it sounds like we don't really want points at all. So if we don't want points at all, and we want hammer to go push bottom, let's make sure that we can enable hammer to push bottom and get everything else done. So hammer's going bottom into blaze. This is fine, right? So sound, knowing sound, he probably took the right talent. He did. So he took the hammer counter talent. So anytime blaze is into hammer, hammer's now 50% less effective. So if we're trying to split push right now as hammer versus blaze, it may not be the most effective, but it still works, because but your goal as a quote-unquote pick comp is that it's okay if they're answering hammer. That means the 3-man should be able to get kills. But I don't know if the 3-man can get kills. Right now they're showing top. Okay, we're going to go to the hammer. Trying to pick blaze. Okay, we're going to siege. This is fine with me. Right, they showed enough top that we should know. Garrosh is in the good positioning, we should know. Okay, here they come. Okay, a little chaotic, but we're fine. Tie-dye's out, looks like we're out. A little early on the cleanse, and then the mind control hits. Okay. Let's quickly look at that, because it felt like to me, again, the question of, are we peeling or are we killing? Okay. We said support hammer to make sure that hammer can push. Okay. We're warding the only angle of attack. We're warding the only angle of attack. Now we're rotating up. So this, to me, is telling me I want to kill something compared to staying here, which is I want to ward for hammer. So I'm not sure what the comms were, but if we're rotating up to kill something now, Tass is not in range to help kill something, and hammer can stay here, right? Because hammer's holding blaze. But then we find the 2 squishiest targets that we actually can kill. You went for the closer one, and so we're throwing them away. So this is still peeling based on how you threw, but then you're chasing with your R. If we're peeling, right, you throw away, and you come back, right, because we want hammer to push. If that's what we're trying to do, is get hammer to push, you throw away, you come back. Chasing is telling me you want to kill. Are you trying to kill or not? Because this is 2 different dimensions. Because if you were trying to kill, you would have thrown backwards towards your team and out of the medic's heal beam. Okay. We popped unstop to get Tass out. Just a little early on the cleanse. Yeah, I don't think there's anything you can do there. So again, what are we trying to do? What's our win condition? Because if we're trying to kill, that should be a throw backwards with a taunt. And that's a dead Sylvanas. Or even a taunt right here, raw, and then you can throw medic backwards into your team. Okay, so they're going to go bottom because that's where point C is. Hammer's going to get top, so we're trading fort for a fort. Okay. I don't want to lose a keep, though, for a fort. Oh, man, we're going to lose a keep for a fort. All right. Okay, we got 2 kills. What do we do with it? That's a good spin. Yes. Ooh. Did you have to die there, Ulysses? Like, don't get me wrong, you helped make the play. A little weird on the, but it's a good forward bounce. Okay. So yeah, you probably didn't need to be here to make that bounce happen, right? Like, your whole team's coming, you know he's coming back. You don't have your wallbang combo. You probably don't need to be in range for the Q. Like, you just barely died, but it's one of those things where you probably didn't need to overextend. Like, once you got the blink forced out of the Mephisto, you're happy camper. Okay, they're down 3. We want to get an advantage. I like that we're pushing. This is one of the things. See, like, so now Sound's Oil is going to get so much value because it actually does slow down. Oh, he didn't use it well. Okay, never mind. Forget everything I said. If they're not going to use the oil, there it is. If they're not going to use the oil properly, it's not going to do any difference. Okay, then Z out. All right, we're back in this game. Leave task to die memes. You're gonna die for that. Oh no. Oh my gosh, you lived. Okay. We need to work on running together or having faith in our teammates. Because, like, everybody on your team has an escape button. Right? Task has invis, Hammer has Z. Right? You're into the fray. Should be used to specifically cleanse mind control or Mephisto ult. Like, as much as you can save other people, like, if they're not already stunned, like, it's gonna be really hard for you to do that. Like, you're really lucky you didn't die there, but we blew a lot of buttons to make sure that we didn't die. Okay, so right now we're down a black hole, and we're 5 versus 5. Do we want to be 5 versus 5 versus them? As a death ball, the answer would be yes. As a pick comp, the answer is no. So what are we trying to do? If we're trying to 5v5, we can be here. But Hogger's running top to catch Soak. Again, the board state is neutral. So we don't need to be over-aggressive and pushing when the board state is neutral. We take advantages when we have advantages, and we play safe when it's time to play safe. They blew a lot of their ults, but not enough to where, oh yeah, we can push in. They don't have, you know, like Cocoon, or they don't have, you know, the answer. But they still have Mephisto, who's really good into clumps and to death balls, and they still have Murden, and mind control's a short cooldown. In my opinion, once you guys survived mid, it should be a call for grabbing turret, grabbing camps. Hogger clean up lanes while we get the turret. You saw them there. It's time to run. Tried to peel. I think Memes is just going to die, and there's nothing you can do. Oh. Brightwing saved him briefly. Brightwing dies for saving him. And we lose 3. 3 in a building. So again, overextending and pushing when we didn't have an advantage, didn't have anything worth fighting for. It's the same thing that happened up here. Right? We lost 3 for a tower. And then they're going to take our fort. They're going to take our camp. Okay. Now they're up a gun, and so they're up 2 guns and a healing item. Okay. That's a good throw. Good polymorph. Imagine if we had taunt. If we had taunt, that's a dead Muradin. That's a good save, right? That's what I talked about. You save people from those two ults. So their 20s trying to push into you. You just slow it down. Just slow it down. Oh no, we're gonna die. Okay, they shut down the building. We're slowing it down. This is too much. Yeah. So 20 versus 19. We can play to slow the building down, but our main goal should be getting 20s. Right? Like we're fighting 4 versus 5, and our wave clear is Tassadar. So like we just can't do it all. We can't stop their push and get 20s and get objective. You know what I mean? Like we just might need to call this building is dead. As much as we don't want to give it to them, we don't have the XP. We don't have the team to fight even talent tier. You know, if you have some really good anti-siegers like Chromie, Junkrat, Ming, things that like can maybe punish if they overextend, like we had our chance. We had our chance to punish them at the wall, and once we didn't get the kill there at the wall, we pretty much needed to just back up. Sylvanas took buffing the turrets. Okay, so again, at this point in the game, we're playing not to lose. So we're playing not to lose. We need to not die and get 20s. Shoot. Okay, we maybe have lost enough people now that we're just gonna lose. Oh, now we definitely lose because everybody's dead. Okay. So someone must have called soak 20s because Ulysses hasn't been here the entire time. And I agree, we need 20s. But like, we also need to not die. So I think actually the crux of this entire game for me is play towards your strengths. And I think Decimate is not what you needed for what this team is doing. Decimate is for like running people down and for adding multiple CCs. But the way you've been playing your Garrosh, you've been throwing things into your team. If you're throwing things into your team, it is not Decimate. Decimate is like a secondary engage, right? When you need to slow down the team so that way your team can continue to keep hitting it, or you're using it to like pseudo peel. But so many kills would have happened if we had taunt instead of Decimate. Like I've already spent 30 minutes on this, but I would challenge, if you went back and looked, how many either kills or saves happened because you had Decimate. And I didn't see that many right away. And if we had taunt instead, you definitely had kills. So play towards what you want to do. I don't mind this being a pick comp. I do think maybe Tassadar could have been Jaina, and you would have had a lot more burst on a lot of your flips and kills. If you wanted to play a 1-3-1 pick with the hammer, that can eventually siege. The other big takeaway is don't force fights when you're even. Right? A true death ball can. Like if you have double support, you can force fights because they blow their whole attacks and all of their stuff on you, and you just heal through it and you keep pushing. Right? That's why death ball is so strong with that type of situation, is they throw all of their abilities and you just laugh because they couldn't kill you and you keep pushing. But we're not really a death ball. This is probably closer to a pick, and at best it's an all-in, and you're just trying to punish them. So yeah, I think you either take more damage on the TAS, or you just take taunt, and taunt may have been enough. Like TAS does decent damage, but yeah, at little things here and there. You guys are doing well. You lost a lot of momentum here. You lost a lot of momentum here. Right? And then we got a lot of our momentum back on the bottom here. And then They evened up the buildings, right? Like we were here and here, and so we weren't too far behind. I think you guys are getting it. You're close. Quickly look at talents. So fishing garage, spell power. Whose spell power are you trying to reduce? Sylvanas is AA's. Mephisto's shield build. Mephisto's not shield build. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Okay. Blaze AA's. I don't know if I like spell power reduction here. You were trying to throw people a lot. Take the reduced cooldown on throwing people. I know this is for throwing them in, but worst case, if you're trying to save someone, giving them 20 more armor might make a difference. This need to be taunt. For longer fights, if you're gonna go Q here, you should go Q here. It really, really makes a difference to go Q shields, because then every time you throw your Q, you're getting so much more shielding and healing. So if you're gonna Q there, you need to Q here. I think this is fine. The 5% maximum health may not feel like a lot, just because the Sylvanas took percentage health damage on one. So like it may not feel like you're doing a lot just because she's doing percentage health damage. And Mephisto also took percentage health damage. So the percentage health may not be super great, but I can understand wanting to take that just because it helps you live, as well as having 2 charges of surviving when you need it. And you're not since you didn't go taunt here, these don't make sense. But if you would have went taunt here, these would make a lot more sense. So yeah, the Earthshaker is actually really good into medic too. Even if you don't kill medic, if you interrupt medic, her makes her beam break and she can't heal. So even if you throw someone at medic, it stops the healing too. And then at 20, obviously you would have won a deadly calm because you took this one. But yeah, so. Those are my thoughts. Brightwing things. Quickly check. What you got, Brightwing? Percentage health is fine. Yep, fine. Critical miss is the right choice here. So, this effectively just cancels Mephisto's damage and ult if you take critical miss. Right? Like no matter which ult he takes, you can push D and you're going to heal people for more damage than Mephisto could have ever done in the 2 seconds that they were in the Mephisto ult. Not only that, but it works for any type of disable. So slow, root, stun. So if that person's about to die and you use critical mist, they get a big heal. So I think this should have been critical mist instead of shields and reveals. Bonus healing's fine. You probably didn't need the spell armor. The speed can be cute. Like bonus speed is really fun on Garrosh. So I don't dismount it. I would not. There's a reason why Zarya pairs with Garrosh for the speed boost. This is wrong. So if your team is playing pick, which not necessarily stated that you are, but if you're playing pick, someone has to take armor rip. You do 25% armor rip for free on the target that you're already trying to kill, right? Tassidar's armor rip was not taken. Right? I do think Shadow Walk was potentially needed here since they were diving people. But since armor rip wasn't taken here, you needed to armor rip. So at the beginning of every round, if you're playing pick, if you're playing for kills, Someone needs to talk about who's going armor rip. I think Hogger has an armor rip, but his is the level 20 upgrade, right? Yeah, which is kind of too late to wait for armor rip on a pick comp. Okay, I definitely would have taken Critterize here instead of silencing. Sure, this could be good to stop the medic heal, or sure, this could be good because you know Mephisto's going to return, so you can guarantee hitting Mephisto on his return. But I would have taken the Critterize. Remember that one leap up here where the Meridian got away with like 10% health? The Critterize probably would have killed him. Task things, W build works for me, especially if you're double soaking. Black hole, teleport. That's probably all fine. I would have been okay with the Q here as well, just because it looked like you were trying to play pick, and so if you were trying to play pick, getting the 8% maximum damage right could be good on getting the Meridian killed. Playing a little bit more front to back with what they're doing. Hammer things. It's splash, healing, moving. Yep. Correct. Hogger things. So you're gonna be solo rage, solo AA pushing. So this is fine if you're doing that, like solo AA pushing. I think stun's okay. Be intrigued to see, because if you're playing pick, you're never gonna be with them to be able to really use the stun. If you're deathballing more, which you guys were trying to do, the stun kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think that's fine. Of course, it's pummel and headbanger. Okay, cool. Hopefully that helps. Like I said, I think big picture, based on how we were playing, we change a couple talents, maybe change some damage types, and remember to fight when there's a reason to fight and push when there's a reason to push. All right, catch you later, ferrets. Have a good night.